And then it was over. With the archdemon dead, the Darkspawn horde quickly crumbled. Most fled back into the deep roads. They would remain a threat in the years to come, but the blight had been ended before it had truly begun. Ferelden had been saved, and the entire kingdom rose up to joyously greet its new king. Grey Wardens stood redeemed, and a new age had begun. But at what cost?
My friends, we are gathered to celebrate those responsible for our victory. Of those who stood against the Darkspawn siege of Denerim, there is one in particular who deserves commendation. The one who led the final charge against the Archdemon remains with us still. An inspiration to all she saved that day. Ladies and gentlemen, may I formally present my betrothed, who will soon be your queen. My friend, it is hard to imagine how you could have aided Ferelden more. I think it only appropriate that I return the favor. As a reward, and as an engagement present, I offer you a boon of your choice. I think the Tourney of Gwaren should serve nicely as your personal fiefdom. Aside from, you know, being queen. Let it also be known that the Arling of Amaranthine, once the land of Arl-How, is now granted to the Grey Wardens. There they can rebuild, following the example of those who went before them. So what are your plans? I assume with the wedding you will be remaining in Ferelden. Well, I didn't want to come right out and say it, but I'm relieved you'll be nearby. There's a group of Ferelden citizens waiting outside to get a look at their hero. I suggest you make at least a brief appearance before they storm the gate. Just tell the guard at the door when you're ready. So, we made it. I'm impressed, aren't you? I was so scared that I might lose you. But here you are. And here I am. Not bad, right? I bet this had something to do with that night. With Morrigan. Why you're still here, I mean. I'm not that dumb. The rest of the Grey Wardens haven't arrived yet from Morlaix. But they've already sent questions. What should I tell them? That a Maleficar saved you and then ran off to have my demon baby? That has a certain ring to it, right? No, I suppose I'll just keep that to myself. I can shrug and look stupid. It's a talent. Speaking of Morrigan, do you know where she went? I'm told she vanished right after the battle. No goodbyes or anything. Very dramatic. I don't imagine she'd be easy to find if she didn't want to be. At any rate, I can't wait to be alone with you. These formal affairs drive me insane. I get to marry the woman I love. I figure there can't be much better than that. I'll let you get to your adoring public. They want to see the hero of Ferelden, and who am I to keep them waiting?
It is over. I can barely believe it. You stopped the Civil War and then defeated the Blight. On behalf of Ferelden, allow me to say thank you. It truly cannot be said enough. Well, let's not tell the masses just yet. As far as they're concerned, you saved the day without breaking a sweat. Let them have that. It's good that you're staying here in the capital. The hero of Ferelden will have influence, and there is much to be done. Myself, I will be remaining here to help Alistair. Tegan will take over the rule of Redcliffe, at least for the time being. Connor seems well enough, and Isolde refuses to speak of what happened. She says she never wants to go back. I cannot thank you enough for saving them. They are the joy of my existence. Tell me, have you noticed anything strange about the lad? He seems quiet.
Consider what he's been through.
Ah, you are no doubt correct. It is my imagination, I am sure. But here I am rambling on. I shall let you get back to your celebration, Warden. Enjoy it while you can.
When I heard that my little sister was not only a Grey Warden, but also leading Ferelden into battle, I was surprised, to put it mildly. Father, he would have been so proud of you. I know I am. You've done good.
Sorry about Orin and Oriana.
I'm trying not to think too much about them. Hal was a greedy, traitorous bastard. I just wish I'd been there to help you kill him. At least Amaranthine now belongs to the Grey Wardens. There's some justice in that, I think. I need to go back to High Ever. See if I can clean up the mess Hal made of it. I will see you soon, I hope.
Of course you will.
High Ever won't be the same without everyone around. Take care of yourself, you hear? Or I'll find you and nag you like Mother did until you're ready to tear out your hair.
So here we are. The conquering heroine has won the day, and now she takes her bow and exits the stage. A fine ending.
But the heroine gets the girl.
Aren't you getting married soon to a king? There's a rumor.
Does that have to change anything?
I suppose not. Once I might have felt differently, but life is too short. You know, I can't help now but think of my vision. Whether it was the Maker sending me to you or whatever, it was a good thing. I thought I was supposed to save you, to show you the way. But it seems it was meant to be the other way around. Odd how that works, no?
Yes, I suppose it is.
So, if I heard right, you'll be staying here in Denerim. As it so happens, my plan is to do exactly the same thing.
What a coincidence.
I'm pretty sure that whatever you get up to, it will involve plenty of excitement by anyone's standards. At any rate, I should let you get back to your celebration before someone drags you away. I look forward to seeing you again afterwards.
The hero of Ferelden. My. How does it feel?
Well deserved.
I suppose it is at that. A blight defeated with the other nations barely becoming aware. Who could ask for better?
Absolutely true.
I'm glad not to be on the receiving end of all this attention myself. I say, let the young have their fame. Not that I've gone without notice. Irving asked me to take over as first enchanter, but I don't wish to go back. Not after all this. Instead, I've decided to accept a position here at court. There's not been a mage advising the throne for a very long time.
I was hoping you might stay.
I understand you are remaining in Denerim, so we will likely see each other a great deal. I look forward to it. For now, I imagine the hero of Ferelden still has much to do. Good luck.
Humans have a better taste for spirits than I thought. The ale up here is actually good. Orzammar ale tastes like dirt in comparison. Probably because they put dirt in it.
True.
Go figure.
True. Does that mean you're staying here?
For now. They may have already branded me a surfacer back home anyhow. I'm getting used to that big sky up there. And I'm thinking I might just look up Felsi again. See where that goes.
I'm glad. I hope you two are happy.
I'll drink to that. Ah, well, enough babbling. That pot-bellied son of a whore Tegan said I'd pass out before drinking an entire barrel of pickle juice. I aim to prove him wrong.
Take it. Don't ever change.
Who? Me? It's been good traveling with you, Warden. Don't get lost in the shuffle now.
It is good to see you again, Kadan. These people, they call you hero. It is a strange word, but I think I understand its meaning. The Arishok on occasion has declared a Kunari to be Kunoran Vel, one who serves as an example to others. Such examples are always made after their death, however, a death in service to the Kyun. A living Kunoran Vel would be too proud.
Did Kunari celebrate and put on
When a
parades?
Kunoran Vel is declared, certainly. It is one of few occasions when the Kunari are permitted to engage in revelry. There is imbibing of spirits, public chanting, meditations abandoned. It is madness.
I didn't think the Kunari could enjoy themselves.
We take great joy in every aspect of our lives. The Kyun demands it. I suppose I should tell you. I have decided to return to my people. Your quest is done, and thus so is my reason for accompanying you.
I was just starting to get used to you.
And I to you, strangely enough. It must be said. You found my sword and gave me a chance to restore my honor. I owe you a great debt.
You helped me as well. It's been good.
It has. That one of the Baz, a foreigner, would become known as Kadan to me. Unthinkable. Yet here it is. Perhaps I shall see you again one day. Until then, may you always find the path you seek. Farewell, Kadan.
Are you ready, my lady? The crowds outside are getting restless.
No, not
Let
yet.
me know when you...
We just save first. If we're doing that.
Are you ready, my lady? The crowds outside are getting restless. Are you ready, my lady? The crowds outside are getting restless.
Yes, I'm
Right.
ready.
I'll take you there now. Follow me.
In the months that followed his coronation, Alistair surprised many by studying the art of governance and doing his best to rule the kingdom with a fair and even hand. He proved quite popular with the people, his humor and easy grace winning them over as much as his willingness to sneak out of the castle and mingle in the lower-class taverns on occasion. Archara married King Alistair in a lavish ceremony 6 months after his coronation, becoming the princess consort of Ferelden. The two toured the nation soon afterwards, and the people were ecstatic to see how the king adored his new bride. News that the Urn of Sacred Ashes had been found in Ferelden did not spread outside the Chantry until Brother Genetivi made an announcement several months after the defeat of the Darkspawn. The manuscript detailing his research and experience with the Andraste's cult drew huge interest among scholars throughout Thedas. Some years later, the Chantry announced that the resting place of Andraste's ashes had indeed been found. A ripple of excitement spread among the pious of Thedas, with many undertaking privileges to see the ashes or partake in their healing powers. Following the months of effort, the Circle of Magi was finally cleansed of the last spirits to slip through the veil. No further abominations were created, and First Enchanter Irving was pleased to declare the circle safe. All that could be saved had been. With the slavers shut down in the alienage, a lot of the city-born elves approved for a time. The new king even named the local elder to his personal court, a scandal amongst the humans but a sign of new hope to the elves. Gianni continued to be an outspoken member of the alienage, and in time became the new elder. The outspokenness earned her frequent trouble but served her people well. Arleman remained in Denerim for some time, acting as the Chancellor and Chief Advisor to King Alistair. Tegan ruled over Redcliffe in his stead, and was surprised to find himself well loved by the villagers who were still grateful for the nights he spent defending their lives. In time, even advocated in favor of his brother, an event the locals greeted with approval and enthusiasm. Bevan, Caitlyn's younger brother, eventually grew to become a famous adventurer in his own right. One of his stories to tell companions was how, as a young lad, he met Archara, who used his father's blade to save Redcliffe, then passed it back. The Dalish elves prospered after the siege of Denerim, having earned much respect for their part in the battle, for once human lands welcomed the wandering folk. The new keeper, Lanaya, was respected both amongst the Dalish as well as in the Ferelden court. She was a voice of reason, and all the Dalish clans would turn to her to help resolve disputes among human folk. In time, the Dalish clans moved to the new land, provided for them in the south near Ostagar. Wary of the human neighbors, however, tension soon rose again, and only Keeper Lanai's leadership kept peace alive. In Orzammar, King Balin quickly proved himself a reformer. Trade with the surface and lands increased, and caste restrictions were loosened. The casteless were permitted to take arms against the Darkspawn in exchange for new freedoms. For the first time in generations, the line in the deep roads was pushed back, and a few taigs were taken and a few taigs were reclaimed. Balin's reforms quickly found himself enemies within the warrior and noble caste. However, after several assassination attempts, the assembly was dissolved. The king then ruled alone. Some said as a tyrant, others said as a visionary determined to drag Orzammar into the modern world. Brother Burkle's new champion Orzammar drew a surprising number of converts among the dwarves. They quickly attracted a great deal of anger from more conservative quarters, and before long the assembly severely restricted the Andrastians' rights. Brother Burkle resisted and was slain while being arrested during a peaceful demonstration in the Commons. The assembly claims this was an accident, but news of the resulting riots reached the Chantry on the surface, where the Divine even contemplated a new exalted march. The dwarven mage Dagna ultimately completed her studies at the rebuilt Circle Tower. Eventually, she published a comprehensive theory on how lyrium vapors relate to the supply of magic. It gained a great deal of attention. It was not long before Branka mastered Cardigan's techniques, learning how to use the Anvil of Wood to create new golems, the first in many centuries. The dwarven people greeted this news with cheers, though few knew the cause. At first, King Balin worked eagerly with Branka to provide subjects, willing or not, so that the golems could push the Darkspawn back. This arrangement was not to last, however. Before long, Branka refused to create golems only for the king, who soon banned the use of the anvil. His men attacked Branka's fortress in the deep worlds, forcing her to shut it tight. Years into the siege, Balin was forced to relent. The fortress guarded by Branka's golems remained impenetrable. As good as her word, Morgan disappeared once the Archdemon was slain. Someone of Morgan's description was seen traveling months later, heading west through the Frostback Mountains, and she may have been with a child. As for Ashara's companions, they went their separate ways. Liliana, however, elected to remain by the side of her love, at least for a time. As the blighted lands began to heal and the Grey Wardens slowly rebuilt their order in Amaranthine, they discovered that the fight against the Darkspawn was not yet complete. Although the Horde was routed and has dissolved upon the Archdemon's death, many of the more powerful Darkspawn survived to organize roving bands that preyed both upon the land and upon each other. These war bands spread havoc, and some journeyed west into Orlais or crossed the Shining Sea by deep roads. They proved incredibly difficult to wipe out. But these are tales yet to be told. This tale ended when Archara sank her blade into the Archdemon's head and destroyed it forever. It was not the last that Ferelden would hear. It's not the last that Ferelden would hear of her, however. Alright everyone, and that was the base game. Tomorrow, the next episode of Awakenings will start. But yep. I'm gonna play the credits at the end once I finish the